Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gomansing, and our top story. Governor Kenneth Mapp held a press conference at Government House in St. Croix today. Mapp said he believes that the government of the VI can and should restore the 8% pay cuts imposed on government employees during the previous administration. A panel of the United States Courts of Appeals for the Third Circuit ruled in favor of unionized employees who were represented in that lawsuit brought by the United Steelworkers Union and the American Federation of Teachers. And the governor also announced his intention to propose a series of new revenue measures to help restore the salaries of unionized and non-unionized employees, which he estimated could total upward about $65 million. The governor noted that the additional taxes would not affect the cost of necessities of life for Virgin Islanders. Here's more from that press conference.
We have calculated that for all government workers, unionized and non-unionized, including the employee cost of the salaries, that the judgment is valued at $65 million. So that if we were to be ordered to repay these sums, at some point, the government of the Virgin Islands would have to come up with a $65 million check. I really am of the mind that the government of the Virgin Islands should make good on this claim. The only option is that the monies under this claim, as it exists today, if we continue at the status quo, is that this $65 million will end up on the heap or the pile of what we all call retro money. And that would mean very little for the employees as we struggle to just stay afloat in the government. I am working with my financial team because I really believe that we can make good on this obligation. And so we are proposing an appropriate excise tax consistent with the national, with many of our states and other territories to implement a significant increase on the excise tax on beer, on distilled alcohol, and on wines. In addition, we are seeking at least $12 per carton tax on cigarettes and tobacco products in the territory, a sugar tax on carbonated sweet beverages as well. This plan is going to call for reductions of expenses and to recover certain fees that are important.
Governor Mapp also indicated that the road work to be done will be consistent with designs for more extensive highway infrastructure upgrades in the future. He also talked about horse racing. Count on two, we will have more from that press conference. The VI Labor Department says the unemployment rate edged downward slightly in October as compared to the month before. They say the unemployment rate for October was 11.4% compared to 11.5% in September. The St. Thomas-St. John District unemployment rate decreased to 11.9%. St. Croix unemployment rate remained at 10.7% in October 2015. The territory unemployment rate 11.9%. Overall, they say this is an indication that there was an increase in jobs in the fields of education and health services, trade, transport, and utilities, among others. In crime reports on Friday, December 9th, 2016, at approximately 4:50 p.m., Treton Stevens was arrested on a warrant issued by the Superior Court of the Virgin Islands. He was identified as the third individual involved in the fatal shooting of Shakoy Benjamin, 22 years of age, just outside the former Blitz nightclub on October 19th, 2014. Treton Stevens of Bergsholm was extradited from Tennessee after he was detained by Tennessee police. On Saturday, December 10th, Ron Kuntz was arrested on a warrant issued by the Superior Court of the VI. Kuntz, 42, of Estate 22, was apprehended and detained in Arizona after a routine traffic stop. Arizona police discovered there was an outstanding warrant for Mr. Kuntz from the U.S. Virgin Islands for armed robbery. Kuntz and other individuals were identified as being responsible for the armed robbery of Gems and Gold Corner on St. Thomas on September 16, 2013. No Senate meeting held today. However, on Tuesday, Homeland Security, Justice, and Public Safety will meet at the Loett's conference room on St. Croix to get an update on the VI Police Department, the VI Corrections Bureau, and VI Health Department. Speaking of health, December 9th was the deadline, and the executive management of the Governor Juan F. Louis Hospital Medical Center, they say they successfully submitted a plan of correction, a POC, to the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services by that requested date. The plan of correction details the corrective actions that will be taken by the hospital to address the deficiencies that were identified during a complaint survey conducted by CMS on November 10, 2016. CMS officials identified one condition level deficiency related to the physical environment requirements and 5 deficiencies overall from that survey. Republican Party of the United States Virgin Islands leaders applauded President-elect Donald Trump's selection of Ronna Romney McDaniel to chair the Republican National Committee. In all of my years, this is a quote, in the party, there have been few leaders like Ronna Romney McDaniel. She has been an outstanding voice for our party. And that's from former Senator Liliana Velado de O'Neill. VI GOP Chairman John Canegata worked with Romney McDaniel during her tenure as chairman of the Michigan Republican Party. He said, as chairman and previously Michigan's National Committee woman, Ronna Romney McDaniel was one of the most respected voice on the National Committee. National Committee woman Javon A. Williams, a West Indian who immigrated to the United States as a teenager and later served tours of duty in Afghanistan, Iraq, and Kosovo, said Chairman-designate Ronna Romney McDaniel's record of success in Michigan gives her the right experience to lead the party into 2018. Having risen through the ranks, she also understands that having a strong party in all 56 states and territory is critical to keeping majorities in Congress and state houses. The 168-member RNC will ratify Romney McDaniel as chairman during its winter meeting from January 17th to the 21st in Washington, D.C. The VI GOP is the RNC state party for the territory of the VI. The RNC consists of the chairman, national committee woman, and national committeemen from the 56 states and territories. Well, top Republican and Democratic leadership are breaking with the president-elect when it comes to Russia's involvement in the U.S. elections. And as Diane Gallagher explains, they're calling for further investigations into that matter. Here's more.
The Russians are not our friends.
But did Russian hackers actually try to influence a U.S. election? Well, Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said Monday that he supports Senate committee investigations on Capitol Hill to find out.
Obviously, any foreign breach of our cybersecurity measures is disturbing.
But McConnell did not go as far as others, like a bipartisan group of senators calling for a special select committee to review Russia's role.
The goal is to find out how extensive this is, how deep it is, which countries are doing it. It won't be limited to just Russia, and then to come up with conclusions how to stop it.
It's clear the Russians interfered. Now, whether they intended to interfere to the degree that they were trying to elect a certain candidate, I think that's a subject of investigation.
These public positions are a clear break from the president-elect.
Personally, it could be Russia. I don't really think it is, but who knows? I don't know either. They don't know, and I don't know.
But the CIA, FBI, and other agencies say they do know, because while there is no clear consensus on motive, there is broad agreement that the perpetrator is Russia. Donald Trump has dismissed the credibility of the intelligence and has tweeted that if he had lost the election, people would call these allegations a conspiracy theory. In Washington, I'm Diane Gallagher.
Keeping our eye on the economy, Bill Gates is leading a $1 billion investment fund in clean energy. The Microsoft founder has teamed up with some of the world's richest people to create a 20-year fund called Breakthrough Energy Ventures. The fund will invest in companies and technologies that have the potential to extremely reduce greenhouse gas emission. The investment club is focused on innovations in electricity, transportation, agriculture, manufacturing, and architecture. This all comes amid concerns the incoming Trump administration will reverse steps made by President Obama to combat climate change. President-elect Trump has called climate change a hoax. Here's a look at the stock market watch at the New York Stock Exchange. You can see the Dow up 39, NASDAQ and S&P down. Coming up on NEWS2, it's the most wonderful time of the year. We are talking about the holidays. Be sure to tune in for our holiday calendar, plus some highlights from the boat parade that took place in St. Croix, drawing many. Coming up next. Welcome back. Leaders from the private and public sectors met Friday with Governor Kenneth Mapp to discuss opportunities to effectively promote local recycling, anti-litter, and environmental protection efforts. Members of the governor's newly formed recycling task force will work together to develop policy and coordinate public information campaigns that will support initiatives to keep our islands clean and reduce the pressure on the territory's overburdened landfills. Here's more.
The governor's recycling task force is going to play a major role with the help of all the residents of the island. Certainly it's a volunteer group, but we will be reaching out to our school children. It's part of educating not only the children, but also the parents, and then reach out to the rest of the community. If you look at why we need this, look at this trash here today. And here we have valuable resource. Now this is, you call it trash? No, this is a valuable aluminum can where there's money in it. If you look at plastic, same thing, it also can be recycled. So, and styrofoam is something we should stop using. Look right here, this is coffee, right? Coffee grind. This is compostable. We need to start composting. If we do that, that will reduce the amount of trash going to a landfill. And that's why all of you need to call your senators and ask them to pass the source separation bill and the container deposit bill. We did pass the plastic ban bill, but without which we will never become sustainable and preserve our island.
Now, the task force is expected to meet regularly in order to coordinate and implement these initiatives. Task force member Jennifer Matarangas-King, Vice President for Innovative Communications, pledged Innovative's commitment to supporting recycling efforts and to assist in getting the word out to customers and viewers of TV2. Well, Arthur Richards Junior High School agricultural students, they were introduced to the Ag Discovery Program by University of the Virgin Islands Assistant Director of Community Extension Services, St. Thomas St. John District, Dr. Louis Peterson, during an assembly on December 5th in the school's auditorium, encouraging students to apply for participation in the summer agricultural training. Dr. Peterson is the former Commissioner of Agriculture of the Virgin Islands. Several mainland institutions, they say, have been involved in this summer program, sponsored through collaborative agreements, USDAs, and the host institutions. Since inception in 2002, UVI hosted 20 Ag Discovery students in August who visited the poultry farm at Arthur A. Richards Junior High School. What a reason to celebrate. Ivana Udorcan students took to the streets to celebrate their football win. They competed against CAHS and won, something they say had not been done in about 35 years. Here's more.
I am here with Udorcan class of 2017 football players. So when you look behind me, these are all seniors. And like I've always said, and I'm always going to say, at Udorcan, we're not just about football, we're about instilling discipline and character and building your productive young men, you know, for being productive citizens in the territory. But we're glad it's over. It's been 35 years, right? I've been a player on the first championship team in 1981. Now I'm a coach on the team of 2017. While we are happy and we're enjoying this moment, we have a lot of work to do because it's easy to become a champion. It's hard maintaining a championship. Ask Charlotte about maintaining a championship.
I didn't get a championship no more.
All seriousness, this class, I have 18 seniors on the team, and it's like starting over come next year, but I know I have a crop of players that's coming from the junior league that's going to put out just as much effort as these young men. Let's go. Ready?
All ready? 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. Hard work. All right.
Congrats to the young athletes there. Well, it was a winter wonderland at the innovative and choice wireless stores. Many family and friends stopped by to enjoy the holiday festivities at Innovative Business Center at Tutu Park. And Innovative and Choice Elves, they set up a Magic Santa phone so children can call Santa directly at home in the North Pole. St. Croix at Estate Diamond Wireless Store. There was a lot of entertainment, holiday music, prizes, and tasty treats. Plus, everyone was in a jolly mood. Rising Stars annual Christmas concert, it's a favorite for many, and as you can see, the large turnout, you'll see that at the Reichel Center for the Performing Arts. This past weekend, the young musicians played everything you can expect to hear during the holidays, from popular American classics to popular local favorites like Mama Baked the Johnny Cake. Let's take a listen. Music there by the Rising Stars. Now, the Christmas spirit was in full swing thanks to all the businesses that supported the residents who came out to the 3rd annual Christmas Festival of Lights competition in Frenchtown on Sunday. The competition gives businesses in the area the chance to sponsor and decorate a themed Christmas tree, which is unveiled during the program and evaluated by a panel of judges. A total of 10 trees were entered this year from businesses. The event brought out many who mingled and spread Christmas cheer and joy to all those in attendance. After the opening remarks, it was time to check out the beautiful display of trees and the lighting of the main tree. Even Santa made a guest appearance. There's my friend Sophia there and Robert. Great job there. There was excitement in the air while the boardwalk and surrounding streets over on the Big Island were packed with holiday revelers for the 10th annual St. Croix Boat Parade. Nearly 20 boats of all sizes were creatively decorated in lights, ornaments, big and small, with dancing Santas, elves, and Santa helpers. There were plenty of oohs and ahs as each boat circled Christiansted Harbor twice. Parade winners included Best Boat Overall, Heineken Barge, Best Creativity, Live the Dash. Best Lights was a tie between Living the Dream, and the U.S. Coast Guard. Best Decorations, La Vie and Rose. Best Animation, Catchy, and Best Music, Turn and Burn. At the end of the parade, fireworks lit the beautiful night skies, as you can see there, to the delight of onlookers. And we want to say congratulations to our 13 young Calypsonians who competed on Sunday at the John H. Woodson Junior High School on St. Croix during the Junior Calypso competition. The youngsters belted out some tunes and proved they are not too young when it comes to showcasing their talents. And we have the results in the junior division. It was Kimora Plant. She was the winner. First runner-up was Noel Unito Terrado. Second runner-up was DeAndre Kasken. Intermediate division winner was Merlin Gregg. First runner-up, Joseph Bowen and Destiny Barton. Second runner-up. In the Pee-wee, second runner-up was Kisamayo John. Isabel Terrado was first runner-up, and Devante second runner-up. Pee-wee first winner was Jasmine Annalyn. First runner-up was Amali Figueroa, and second, Nishan Nieves. Be sure to stick around. Your News 2 AccuWeather forecast comes your way next.
As we take a look at the current satellite, what's causing our biggest weather is actually this large area of high pressure centered out over the Atlantic, just off to the southeast of Bermuda. Now, what that's doing is the airflow around this causing some stronger easterly trade wind flow patterns. So that's what's been causing these clouds, as well as some of the spottier showers. You can see a couple of those clouds moving over the islands. Now, some of these showers are going to continue throughout tonight as well. Partly cloudy conditions, around 77 degrees for our low tonight. Then as we head into tomorrow, we'll see a shower or two throughout St. John. Now, this pattern is going to continue also out towards St. Thomas, and it's going to continue over the next few days, as well as down towards St. Croix as well. Our winds, we do have some stronger winds, and also this moderate trade wind flow is causing a small craft advisory because these waves out towards the Atlantic side 6 to 8 feet, and our winds out of the east 15 to 20 knots, gusts slightly higher, right around 25 knots. So definitely not the best place for small crafts over the next couple of days. This small craft advisory in particular going into tomorrow afternoon on the Caribbean as well as the Atlantic, but our waves on the Caribbean side as well looking at 6 to 8 feet. And we do have those winds out of the east, 15 to 20 knots. Here's a look at your extended forecast. That easterly trade wind flow going to continue throughout the weekend or into our weekend come Saturday. We're looking at 86 degrees, really staying in the mid-80s for much of this week. Now, these showers, we're going to see some brief showers. So if you're making outdoor plans and it begins to rain, they're going to be brief, potentially can't be heavy at times, but more than likely we're looking at some lighter showers throughout the day, and then the sun's going to come out behind those showers as they pass. So it's going to stay humid as well as warm over the next few days. Back to you, Sandy.
Thanks for that. It is time for our News 2 weather picture there. Creative picture, Janelle Hughes of Ricardo Richards Elementary School. And we can see Janelle basically shows her home, Island in the Sun, St. Croix. Thanks, Janelle. Send us your News 2 weather picture to the address on the screen. Be sure to tune in to see it right here on News 2. That is all for this edition. Thank you for joining us for all the latest. I'm Sandra Goman Singh. Have a wonderful evening.